A WIS investigation finds a list of politicians, lobbyists, and political groups who owe millions in unpaid state ethics fines. Hundreds of debtors have failed to pay the state fines. Investigative reporter Jody Barr joins us in the studio with a look at state ethics laws and why we have them. Jody.
The reason for the law is simple: to let taxpayers know who's paying elected leaders and what business dealings those leaders may have with government. It wasn't always this way in this state, but an FBI sting inside the State House in 1990 changed everything.
These indictments, simply put, allege that these legislators sold their votes for cash.
It's known as Operation Lost Trust. The 1990 federal investigation caught 27 lawmakers, lobbyists, and public officials taking bribes for votes on a fake pari-mutuel betting bill. The FBI set up undercover stings inside a Columbia hotel and caught lawmakers taking cash and a lawmaker turned judge who wanted a new Mercedes. Agents say they also caught him using cocaine during the undercover sting.
It speaks sadly many volumes about the way government was conducted in South Carolina.
People came up to me and they said, "Candy, you've been in politics a long time. You know better than this. We've been operating this way for 200 years. We don't need to change the laws. Things are fine just the way they are." So I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be a little problem.
Former House member Candy Waite says she saw the dirty state house politics firsthand. Waite says she was a victim of underhanded campaigning during her political career. She won her election, then went straight to the House floor to get ethics laws changed so the public knows who's paying their leaders. 1 year later, the feds took down 17 lawmakers in Operation Lost Trust.
The public was furious, and that was the first time that they had been aware of what was going on in the State House. And so they began to speak to their legislators, and the uproar was so loud that when we reconvened in January, 50 to 60 legislators introduced their own ethics legislation.
Governor Carol Campbell signed the new ethics law in October 1991. The bill forced elected officials to report annually to the State Ethics Commission. Officials who did not report or reported late paid fines for breaking the ethics law. It's the same law in place today. When this new ethics law came into play, could you see a difference in ethics and reporting right away?
There was a drastic difference.
John Kringle's known as a government watchdog. He was a State House lobbyist during Operation Lost Trust and was there when the sting went down. This is simply paperwork issues with ethics. Is that still important?
It's important in that the legislature felt, and I agree with them, that this information should be disclosed to the public, all right? It's important also in that public official who just defiantly refuses to comply with disclosure laws reflects a mentality that shouldn't be tolerated.
If you're seeing these problems inside the State House, within the House and the Senate, is it unreasonable to believe that that is going on in local county councils and town councils as well?
I think it's definitely going on in any place that there's government.
Well, that's exactly why the legislature passed a law that requires local elected officials to report just as state lawmakers have to. The debtors list shows more than 100 current and former local elected leaders are not following the ethics laws and refuse to pay the fines. Coming up at 5:30, we'll show you some of the highest fines and who those fines belong to. In the studio, Jody Barr, WIS News 10.